what exactly made you go into being a content creator in the first place? And you said, maybe this like kind of fade in like being a musician and aspiring to make music and go places and whatnot. Said maybe that's why you're on YouTube now. But is that like the entire reason, or was there another thing? Maybe you were looking at the landscape and you saw like, oh, maybe there's something missing. We need someone who does things a different way. Maybe you saw a niche.
Yeah, I think there are a few reasons. And I think first of all, I was really into gear back then. And I also I was really fascinated by guitar YouTube content creators. I was watching that a lot, and I was thinking if that was something that I could do. And I've never been a very technical guitar player. I'm not there to blow anyone away with my playing. So I was unsure if I could do that because I couldn't just film myself and play something awesome. Mm-hmm. But I think the segue for me was demonstrating gear. And I was interested in filming and playing guitar and gear. So everything there was sort of part of me trying to get into YouTube. And I got I think I got a Clan Centaur clone from someone locally, and there was a lot of talk about that pedal because this was like early Centaur clone times, and a lot of people wanted to see a video of that, so that was like the first video that I made. And I also think a big reason to why I kept doing it was because I had been playing in bands for a long time. And when you do that, you spend a lot of time doing it and you get maybe something back. Like every now and then you get something back. And with YouTube, it was like instant. You got comments, you got views, positive comments and negative comments, but you got something back from being creative. And I think that was the thing that kept me going, sort of. Yeah. That it was a bit more like instant. Because I think with music, I was probably chasing that getting something back a bit too much instead of just enjoying it. If I started a band now, I would just do it because I wanted to do it. I wouldn't care about like anything. What people, or maybe I would probably care about positive feedback if I got that. But like being in bands back then, it was always like, yeah, we need to get a record deal, and we didn't like enjoy the process at all. But with YouTube, at least back then it was very like instant. You did a day's work and you got a lot back for that. Yeah. So it's a mix of reasons why I got into it, but a lot of it was gear and like just YouTube, like the community, getting something back from being creative, I guess.
Okay.
Do you find, Eirik, that doing YouTube has become like a creative outlet for you? Because I'm asking this because I've noticed, I've been following your channel for a really long time, right? So I remember the days where we wouldn't see you. You were just filming the guitar and the pedal and you weren't talking. And then I saw the progression from you going from there and then starting to experiment with like camera zooms and stuff like that. And I saw you go into like really having some really more complex video editing and video techniques. So is this more of a like now creative thing for you, mixing audio and video?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I just see myself now that I'm less interested in guitar gear, which I think I've been on YouTube for 10 years. I worked in guitar stores. At some point you've seen a lot of guitar gear. So for me, the only way to survive on YouTube is the creative part, making stuff.
Okay.
So I do, for example, I do less videos now. I do less demos. I just basically try to come up with ideas that sort of like gets me into it again. And of course, guitar gear is often a part of that. But it's for me now, it's more about being creative and making stuff, and then Of course, it's a guitar channel, so I need to have music and guitar in there to be able to have people watch it. But yeah, it's definitely the creative part and filming. I really love filming. So what I do now is, I would say 40-50% of my job is YouTube, and the rest is as a cinematographer. So I do filming. I do like commercials and interviews and corporate stuff here in Oslo. So I also really like the filming part of it, and I learned that through YouTube basically.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's interesting. But it's funny you say that. I kind of went into the same direction. I started YouTube at some point. I wasn't very consistent, so at some point the whole thing obviously died down a little bit. But because of this like aspiration to try to make the YouTube content better and to make the film quality, like the video quality better and the editing quality and whatnot, at some point I would go into there was this band. Hey, can you take pictures of us? It seems like you have a good eye for like aesthetics. And then I did a photo shoot with that band. And then another band came around. It's like, hey, can you help us to shoot a video and whatnot? And then I helped these guys. So kind of in the same direction. I'm not doing it now as a job, sadly, or maybe not entirely sadly, because I also think that there might be clients that are difficult to deal with, depending on what they want.